Hello everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Marco, and this video is part of a mini-series summarizing Veritaseum's VeADIR beta test platform. Last time we reviewed the three initial use cases: economic rent, offering and getting vary, and exposure, the easy button. Today, we'll open a new 30-day exposure. We'll take a peek under the covers and watch the VeADIR allocate and purchase the tokens. Let's get started. As you recall, we've got the VeADIR's latest trades on the right side of the summary screen here, and our portfolio currently Veritaseum, Populus, and PayPi, with Ethereum listed for gas. So let's go over and take a look at the exposure screen, and this is the reason I call it the easy button. Okay, again, 0.01 max Veritaseum, which is going to correlate with 1 Ethereum, with the 1 to 100 ratio. And we're going to open this exposure for 30 days. So when we submit, you see underneath it here the grayed out row, 30 days, spinning circle, actually waiting for us to confirm our transaction with MetaMask. So I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 just to give it a little boost. That's pretty cheap, and again, good job solving all the gas situations, less than $2 for this transaction. And here we go. Transaction created, and we will need to let that stew a little bit first. Okay, now we see the VeADIR has opened up the transaction, opened up the exposure with 0.01 vary, 1 Ethereum, and the counter has now started ticking down from 30 minutes. Current status is open. Check the history. You can see opened a few seconds ago. We go back to the summary screen. Nothing has caught up here yet. It's opened. The next thing that's going to happen is the VeADIR will collect for the bucket. We see now the VeADIR has created a bucket. It's got a bucket with 1 Ethereum here, and let's go ahead now and take another peek over at the exposure page. And yes, we see now the status here has changed to collected. So it was opened 4 minutes ago, collected 2 minutes ago. Head back to the summary page here, and let's open up the Ethereum tab. What I'm going to predict will happen next is the VeADIR will make purchases of Veri, Populus, and PayPi using this Ethereum here as gas. So let's look in here and get this over onto the token page. Now it's a waiting game. We'll refresh, even though you don't have to refresh. And here we go. We see the bucket created 13 minutes ago. Bought Veri tokens, bought PPT tokens, and PPP tokens. So let's go take a look. We see here Veri, Populus, PayPi, 1.11 Veri. 1.12 with rounding. Populace 5.55. And two PayPies 92 and 54. So we see these are actually real-time buys. We can even do something different here. We can look on Ether Delta, only it's fork Delta, but it's the same contract. What do we see here? Vary for 1.11 just purchased. And what did we have here? 1.11. Vary. How about PPT? PPT 5.55. And what did we have? 5.55 PPT. PPP, a 92 and a 54. Oh, look at there, a 92 and a 54. Interesting. So not only have we now confirmed that the VeADIR is indeed performing real blockchain transactions, we've actually watched it create the bucket with the easy button, right? I mean, what could be more difficult than you put in 1-2 fields, and if you want to change it, we did put in a request to see if we can change this to days. It seems like more people are using days, and if that's the case, really, well, it's fill two fields and press the big orange Veritaseum colored submit button. Then watch as the bucket gets created, and 13 minutes later it goes on a buying spree. Look at here, Veritaseum 40%, PPT 30%, and you add these two together, that's the other 30%. It's split because over on Ether Delta it's working off of the order book here, the best prices, and these two orders just happen to be the ones that it picked off. So all of this behind the scenes work, all of the transactions, sending it around, making sure the gas price is adjusted accordingly, doing the allocations 40 30 30, so these add up to the one bucket. And now on my exposures, I've got the next in my series of roughly one every 3 days is my plan. And while I was waiting for that last transaction to go through, you'll note I did indeed find a way to scrape up a little bit more Ethereum, so I've got that on tap here, so I'm covered for my next few every third day exposures, and in between we'll continue to explore other parts of the platform, but I have a hard time not coming back to this right here. This is the easy button. Let's just close out then, coming back. If you remember from the last video, the easy button scenario right here, we used VE exposure, we used my 0.01 Veritaseum and my 1.0 Ethereum to open a 30-day exposure. That 0.01 to 1 ratio is this 1 to 100. My Veri token will not be returned to me. It'll be kept by Reggie and Veritaseum and recycled, hopefully in an ever-increasing value recirculation. And so that's it for today. Thanks again, folks. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.